Hello, this is Apostle Dr. Jewel Williams. I want to talk to you again. I just had a few little things, and I've been talking about what's in your hand. Now, I didn't have the scripture for this, but this was another thing as I was sitting here. I call it the unnamed son. There's a scripture where the little boy came, and it's one of the tellings of the feeding the multitude. And in the scripture, it talks about there was a young boy who had his lunch, and it was just a few fishes and bread, and it was given to Jesus. It was multiplied, and it fed the 5,000. What if the little boy, the unknown little boy, said, "You can't have my lunch"? But he didn't. He gave it. But that speaks to something else for me. That speaks to his upbringing, right? His mom, because I don't believe the little boy probably didn't fix his lunch. Maybe his mom fixed his lunch. This is, just follow with me. All we know is this little boy got a lunch, but somebody had to help him on the preparation side. This is still talking about what's in your hand. What's significant about that is he had to have gone fishing, or somebody had to have gone fishing to get the fish in the first place. That's number one. It wasn't like us, we walk to the market and we go pick up some fish. He had to go fishing. He had to do the work to get that fish. Somebody had to bake the bread. We ain't like the store. You ain't walk to the corner store and say, "Can I have a loaf of bread?" And a couple of, sardines. Because somebody even said, one of the commentators said, when you talk about fish, these not like big fish. These are more like sardines, little small kind of fishes. So somebody had to prepare him, whether he went fishing, whether his mom made the bread. But the point is, somewhere at home, what was happening is preparation was being taught to this boy. What is in your hand? What are you preparing at home, in your quiet time, in your devotional time? What are you preparing when nobody is looking? What are you preparing? You might think you just preparing it for yourself. You might be thinking, I'm just, trying to make me a little something. I'm trying to make me a little lunch. I'm trying to make whatever. But you don't know the opportunity God will give you to take that little something that you're preparing, that you think is for you to intake, and take it and multiply it, and a lot more people eat off of it. Talk about story time. Lean in. Sometimes what you don't realize is your very life that you live is that at-home preparation time. I went through a lot of stuff growing up, things that, I didn't understand. I didn't know what to do with. And so I started writing about them. And over time, what God was showing me, I was writing and journaling. This was simply initially was my way of me dealing with what I was going through. Here we are 40 something books later, published. Some have won awards, where people are now eating from the little bread and fish that I brought to the table. Bring your little to the table. Put it in the hands of God and let him multiply it so that it goes to feed millions. It feeds the 5,000 plus. And guess what? There's some leftovers. There's some leftovers. There's some leftovers. There's some leftovers. There's some leftovers, y'all. You're going to catch that tomorrow. There's some leftovers. Stop letting the enemy of your soul tell you, you not this, you not good enough, you ain't, nobody want to listen to you, don't, and on and on. All of the mumbling. Let God help you prepare what it is that you're doing at home. Like the little boy had to go fishing, or somebody had to go fishing. Mama had to make the bread. Somebody had to make the bread. And it don't matter if your name not known, because we don't know the little boy's name. But what he did is known. Because at the end of the day, you don't got to know my name, but know that God did something. They don't need to know your name. Because see, that's a whole nother message right there. We get too caught up in, well, they need to know who I am. No, we don't need to know your name. Because it's not about you no way. So if you don't know my name, that's okay. Know the name of the one who I gave my little bit to, because he's now feeding you from the little bit that I had. Or he's feeding somebody from the little bit that you had. But this is the key point. You got to come offer it to him. Again, the little boy could have said, y'all can kick rocks. I'm hungry. I'm finna eat this myself. But there was a trust in him that said, I'm willing to sacrifice my little. All that I got, give it to God. Give it to Christ. And then I'm going to get fed in the process. See, when you release what God has in your hand, not only will you feed others, but he going to make sure you eat too. Because I don't see it anywhere where it said the little boy didn't eat. So God is going to give him what you got. Let him feed others, but you're going to eat as well. And there's leftovers. That means we can eat some more. What are you doing with the crumbs? Because you go back and read that. In one of the tellings, it said it was 12 baskets. I already looked at that and said 12 baskets. That was one for each of the disciples to carry. So even when God gives you some, he breaks it up. There's always going to be some leftover. There's some enough for each of the disciples of Christ to be able to carry it into the next or whoever you come in contact with. All because one little boy said, hey, I'm going to give you what I got. So what I give, what I got, God not only going to feed me, he going to feed others. Then it's going to be left over so that we can take it on to somebody else can be blessed. That'll bless you. God bless you. Bye-bye.